Welcome back, everybody. I'm Sassy Pants, wife to Matty the rancher, and I'll be your storyteller today. Welcome to Adventures with Sodak Pete. Stories that celebrate the hard work, big hearts, and wide open spaces of ranch life. Out here, every day's an adventure, and we hope each and every one of you listening can imagine yourself as little Sodak Pete, learning the ropes, getting your hands a little dirty, and helping out where it counts. So grab your boots, tip your hats, and let's see what today's adventure has in store. Sodak Pete, the rock roundup. The sun popped up like toast, and Sodak Pete was already outside. He had a snack in one pocket, a glove in the other, and Millie bouncing around right behind. Let's go see what kind of rocks the ranch made today, Pete giggled. Millie barked and spun in happy circles. Matty was working in the hayfield, tossing rocks into a pile. "You two ready for rock patrol?" he called. Pete saluted. "Yes, sir. Rock Patrol is ready for duty." Millie pounced on a rock like it was a cookie. They tossed rocks into the skid steer bucket, big ones, bumpy ones, and one shaped like a heart. "For Mama Cow," Pete said, and tucked it into his pocket. Millie wagged her tail so hard she knocked over the water jug. "Millie," Pete laughed, "you're a wild one." Pete took a break to play rock toss tag. He lined up pebbles and threw them at fence posts, yelling silly names like, "This one's Cranky Hank, that one's Banana Pants." Millie chased them like they were real critters, barking like a boss. After a sandwich and a swig of water, Pete and Millie spotted Matty waving from the newly planted cornfield. "More rocks over here," he said. Pete grinned. "Let's go, Millie." They all spread out, Pete, Millie, and Matty, ready to hunt for rock treasures. This time, Pete pulled a wagon behind the four-wheeler and dropped rocks in with a clunk. Some were big, some were flat. One looked like a cowboy hat. "Matty, this one's got toes," Pete shouted. Matty laughed. "If we find a matching pair, I'm wearing them." When the wagon got too full, they stopped by the tallest rock pile ever. Pete climbed to the tippy top and yelled, "I'm king of the mountain." Millie joined him and howled like a wolf. Then they rolled down laughing and covered in dust. "I think I've seen 1,000,000 cows and 1,000,000,000 rocks," he said. Millie barked in agreement. Just when they thought they were done picking rocks, Matty called from the hayfield. "Found a big one," he said, pointed at a rock buried in the dirt. Pete and Millie raced over. "Whoa, it's a whopper," Pete said. The rock was huge and right where the mower needed to go. Matty scratched his head. "Too big to lift, too big to leave." Pete looked around. "We need Goldie," he shouted. Matty chuckled and climbed into the big old yellow backhoe. "Let's do it, Goldie." The engine rumbled, the bucket dropped, and dirt flew everywhere. Pete cheered. "Lift that rock to the moon." With one giant scoop, Goldie popped the rock loose. Ka-thump! Out it came. They stood back, dusty and proud. Pete wiped his hands. "Let's scoot it to the pond." Matty climbed back into Goldie and gave her all she had. The rock groaned and creaked as it scraped across the ground. Tires spun, dirt flew, and Pete cheered, "You got this, Goldie!" With a mighty shove, the massive rock finally settled at the edge of the pond. "Perfect spot for turtles to sunbathe," Pete said. Pete searched for the flattest skipping stones he could find and gave them his best throw. Skip, skip, plop. Millie chased every splash like it was a jumping fish. Then they climbed up on that giant rock to relax. Pete looked up at the sky and he whispered, "Best seat on the whole ranch." The sun dipped lower and painted the hills with golden light. Pete and Millie started walking back toward the ranch yard and the cozy house. The grass brushed their boots and their paws. The cows were quiet and everything on the ranch seemed to whisper, "Good job today." Back at the house, supper was hot and boots were off. Pete's face was dusty, his pockets full of special rocks, and his grin was as big as ever. Matty leaned back in his chair, content after a great day. Outside, the wind whispered, the cows mooed, and everything was just right. And if you asked what made it all so good, we'd say it's the fun, the family, and the generosity of the good Lord who gave us one more wonderful day. Thanks for riding along with us today. Sodak Pete hopes you'll join us on his next adventure.